Suicides by Guy de Maupassant. Guy de Maupassant was born in 1850 to wealthy parents. His mother was very well educated and tried to plant her love of literature in her son. She introduced him to her friend, Gustave Flaubert, the greatest French novelist of the 19th century, perhaps of all time, who helped him develop his own style of writing. De Maupassant refused to study to become a priest, and in fact showed antipathy to religion all his life. Instead, he entered government service, but gave this up in 1880 when he published Boule de Suif, or Ball of Fat, a novella that quickly made him famous. From then on, he produced short stories and novels very regularly, sometimes as many as 4 books a year. His work was extremely popular. Belle Amie, Beautiful Friend, was reprinted 37 times in 4 months in 1885, and he became a very rich man. Despite his popularity, de Maupassant preferred to live away from the public, although he had many literary friends. After he tried to cut his throat in 1892, he was kept in a mental hospital, where he died of the sex disease syphilis the following year. De Maupassant is regarded as the father of the modern short story. Suicides. Hardly a day goes by without our reading news like the following in some newspaper. On Wednesday night, the people living in number 40 X Street were woken by 2 shots, one after the other. The sounds seemed to come from Mr. Y's apartment. The door was broken in and the man was found lying in his own blood, still holding in one hand the revolver he had killed himself with. Mr. Y was 57 years of age, had a comfortable income and everything necessary to make him happy. There seems no reason for his suicide. What terrible grief, what unknown suffering or hidden despair drive these presumably happy people to suicide? We search, we imagine tragic love stories, we suspect financial troubles. But as we never find anything definite, we use the word mystery for these deaths. I have recently been sent a letter found on the desk of one of these inexplicable suicides beside his loaded revolver. It was written during his last night. We believe it might be of interest to readers. It mentions none of those great disasters we always expect to find behind these acts of despair, but it shows us the slow succession of the little annoyances of life, the disintegration of a lonely existence whose dreams have disappeared. I hope it offers some reason for these tragic ends to sensitive people keen to understand. Here it is. It's midnight. When I finish this letter, I'll kill myself. Why? I'll try to give the reasons. Not for those who may read these lines, but for myself, to excite my waning courage, to persuade myself that this action can, at best, be postponed. I was brought up by simple-minded parents who were unquestioning believers, and I believed as they did. My dream lasted a long time, but the last illusion has now disappeared. During the last few years, a strange change has taken place within me. All the events of life which until then had the warm colours of a beautiful sunset are now fading away. The true meaning of things has appeared to me in its brutal reality. We are always toys of foolish and charming illusions. On growing older, I began partly to accept the uselessness of effort when the emptiness of everything appeared to me in a new light this evening after dinner. Till now I was happy. Everything pleased me. The women passing by, the appearance of the streets, the place where I lived, and I even took an interest in my clothes. But the repetition of the same sights has filled me with weariness and disgust, just as I'd feel if I went every night to the same theatre. For the